It is a Wednesday in October in the calendar week now. Today at this moment, you are sitting at your kitchen table with your laptop open in front of you. There is a financial advisor on the screen of the laptop in front of you today. He is a friend of a friend who offered to look at your portfolio for free. As a favor to you in your life today at this moment in your career path, you said yes the way you say yes to free things without thinking too hard about what you might find inside the portfolio. When he looked at it today, he has been looking at your 401k statements for the last 17 minutes now. He has not spoken in the last 4 minutes at all during the review today. The silence is the kind of silence a doctor gives you before he says something. He did not want to have to say to you about your portfolio today. Finally, he speaks to you on the screen. He says, "Can I ask you something today?" You say yes to him on the screen of the laptop in your kitchen tonight. He says, "Do you know what you have been paying in fees on this 401k account?" You say no, not exactly to him, with honesty in your voice in the kitchen. He turns the screen towards you and shows you a single number on it. The number is not the balance of your 401k account at all in any way. The number is what your 401k would have been if a specific set of fees had not been quietly removed from it every quarter for the last 10 years now. The difference between the two numbers is $47,000 in total. $47,000 that you earned in your career and that you saved diligently, that you never spent on anything and never gave permission to anyone to take. And that is gone anyway from your accounts despite never giving permission to anyone. You stare at the number on the screen. You feel the floor of your retirement plan move under your feet at this moment in your kitchen at the table. This is what it actually feels like to find out your 401k has been eaten alive. While you were busy living your daily life and not paying attention to the documents, it happened slowly over many years quietly without anyone telling you about it at all. You are 25 years old at this point in your career and life today. You started a new job 4 months ago at a company in your city now. The HR rep set up your 401k for you on your very first day at work, in the small conference room with the bad coffee on the table for everyone. She walked you through the enrollment process in 11 minutes flat total time today. You picked the contribution percentage from the form she gave you to fill out. You picked the target date fund 2065 because the name had your retirement year in it, and the simplicity of matching the year to your goal felt responsible. The kind of decision a responsible adult would make in their early career years of life. You did not pick the underlying funds yourself for the target date fund at all. You did not read the fund prospectus that came with the 401k enrollment paperwork at all. You did not look at the expense ratios for the funds inside it ever. You did not look at the administrative fees the plan provider charges from your account. You did not ask whether the target date fund was a fund of funds inside, which means the fund holds other funds inside it as a structured product type, which means there are fees on top of fees in the structure of the product, which means the structure was charging you twice for one single decision you made today. You did not know any of these things existed in the world of 401k accounts. You signed where she pointed on the paperwork for the 401k enrollment that day. You went back to your desk at the office and continued working on tasks. You felt good about your decision to enroll in the 401k at the new job. The first quarterly statement arrives in your inbox 4 months later in your email. The PDF document is 14 pages long in total length for the entire statement. You open it on your phone in the parking lot during a quick break at work. You scroll directly to the bottom of the document to see the balance number quickly. You see the balance is $1,042 in the account total. You smile at the number on the screen of your phone in the parking lot. You close the PDF document on your phone and put it back in your pocket. You do not open the PDF document again at any point in time after that day. You did not see on page 9 the line item that shows administrative fees. You did not see on page 11 the line item that shows the expense ratio of the underlying fund inside the target date fund you chose at enrollment time. You did not see on page 12 the additional advisory fee charged by the plan provider, on top of the other fees that were already being charged from your account. You did not see any of them at all, because they are not labeled in plain language. They are labeled in the language of the financial industry as a profession, which is a language designed to be technically transparent and functionally opaque to readers. You did not know you were being charged at all by anyone or anything. You did not know how much money was being charged from your account quarterly today. You did not know it would compound quarterly against you for the next 10 years. You are 26 years old at this point in your career life now going forward. The second year is the year that the pattern locks in for you completely in life. The pattern is that you receive the quarterly statement in your email inbox every quarter now. You open the PDF document on your phone wherever you happen to be at the moment. You scroll directly to the bottom of the PDF document on your phone screen quickly. You see a number on the screen that has gone up since the last statement. You feel reassured by the rising balance on the screen at this moment in time. You close the PDF document on your phone and return to your daily life again. The number going up is the trick that the entire structure is built around quietly today. The number going up is the reason that you stop investigating any further into details. Your contributions that you make each paycheck are larger than the fees being charged today, so the balance keeps growing visibly on the bottom line statement that you see quarterly. You see growth happening on the statement every single quarter that comes in the mail. You confuse the growth with the health of the underlying investment engine quietly today. You assume that because the line is moving in the right direction on the chart, the engine producing the line must be working efficiently for you in your accounts today. The engine is not actually working efficiently for you at all in any real way. The engine is leaking quietly in the background while you watch the upward line grow. The leak is small enough to be invisible against the inflow of new contributions from paychecks. This is the year your fees are about 1.2% of your total assets. Not in the prospectus language that uses technical jargon for everything written there in print. In actual dollars leaving your account every single quarter going forward into the future ahead. 1.2% does not actually sound like much to most reasonable people today. 1.2% sounds like a rounding error in your bank statements monthly. 1.2% does not sound like the kind of number that would matter over a working lifetime of paychecks and contributions to your 401k account going forward. 1.2% matters more than almost any other decision you will make today about money in your 20s as you are building your wealth and assets going forward. 1.2% compounded against a portfolio for 40 years takes a huge amount, between 25 and 30% of your final retirement balance off the top quietly. A quarter of your entire retirement savings is taken off the top of your final balance, quietly every quarter of your career while you scroll past it on your phone in the parking lot. You do not know any of this important information yet in your second year of work. You will not actually know any of this for 8 more long years of your life. The PDF is not actually hiding the math from you at all in any way. The PDF is just speaking the math in a language that you did not learn in school. You were not taught the language at home growing up in your family of origin, and you will not understand the language until a stranger sits across from you in a kitchen and turns a screen toward you with a number on it that will change everything about how you understand the entire financial system you have been quietly trusting all along. You are 28 years old at this point in your career life now going forward. You change jobs to a new company in your city for a better opportunity in life. You get a new 401k account at your new job that started a few weeks ago. The HR rep at the new company walks you through enrollment in a small conference room. With bad coffee on the table just like the previous job had years ago in life, she picks the target date 2065 fund because that is the default option. You sign where she points on the new 401k paperwork at the conference room table. You go back to your desk in the new office at the new company you joined. You feel good about the new job and the new 401k enrollment you just completed today. The old 401k account from your previous job is still sitting where you left it. You did not actually roll over the old 401k from your previous job to your new one. You meant to do the rollover at some point in the future ahead of you. You did not actually get around to doing the rollover at any point in time since then. You are busy with your new job and the demands it places on you daily today. The new job is demanding of your time and energy throughout the work week ahead. The old 401k account is small in value relative to your new account at the new job. The old account is, from your perspective, a thing you will deal with eventually in time. Eventually is the single most expensive word in personal finance for everyone in their life. Eventually is where money goes to be quietly siphoned by structures you did not consent to today, and do not actively monitor at any point in time in your daily life going forward. The old 401k account now has a different fee structure than the new 401k account. The old plan provider charges what is called a legacy participant fee from former employees. This fee applies to people who no longer work at the company where they enrolled, but whose money is still sitting in the plan accounts at the old plan provider. The fee is $48 per quarter from the account every 3 months of the year. It does not show up on the statement as a line item with a plain label, called legacy participant fee, on the statement that comes to you in the mail quarterly. It shows up as a small reduction in the administrative expense line item buried on page 11. which you have never inspected at any point in time since opening the original PDF document, because you have never opened the PDF document past the first page of the entire statement. $48 per quarter from the old account that you left at the previous job, $192 per year that leaves your account quietly without notice. For 10 full years, if you do not move the old 401k to a new account today, the old account is bleeding for the convenience of nobody but the plan provider company. And you are the one who is bleeding into the plan provider's account today, and you do not even know that any of this is happening to you in your account. The PDF arrives in your inbox at the end of the quarter for the old account. You open the PDF and scroll directly to the bottom of the document on your phone. The balance on the bottom line has actually gone up slightly despite the legacy fee. You feel reassured by the rising number. You close the PDF document on your phone again. You are 30 years old at this point in your career life now going forward today. The 401k is no longer a small account in any real way at this current moment. The new account from the job you have now had for 2 years has crossed $40,000 total. You feel competent at managing your finances in your life now going forward today. You feel like a person who is doing all of the right things in your life today. This is actually the most dangerous year of all in your wealth-building journey going forward. This is the year that complacency sets in for you in your wealth-building journey today. This is the year the balance is large enough to feel meaningful and substantial finally in your life. And the balance is also small enough to still be growing visibly from contributions made monthly, which means the fees are still hidden by the inflow of new contributions to the account, which means the engine is still leaking faster than you realize at this moment in time, and you still do not realize that anything is wrong with the underlying account today. Your fees in year 6 are now running at 1.1% on the new account, and 1.4% on the old account that you have not rolled over yet. You are paying in total around $640 in fees per year now today. $640 does not sound like a number that should worry you really. $640 is just the cost of a decent weekend trip somewhere nice today. $640 is just the cost of one new tire for your car. $640 is in the language of your daily life an expense quite ordinary. That does not actually register as catastrophic to you at all in any meaningful way. But $640 per year, compounded at the market's average return for 30 more years, becomes a hole in your final retirement number, much larger than the original sum total. Money that is taken out of the account today does not just take itself away from you. It also takes everything that money would eventually grown into over the years ahead. Every single dollar of fees in year 6 is in real terms between $8 and $12 of retirement that you will not have in the future ahead in your senior years of life. The fees are not actually theft of present money from your account at all in any way. The fees are theft of future money from your account that does not exist yet today. The future money is the only money that actually matters to you in your retirement years. You do not know any of this important information yet at this point in year 6. The PDF document tells you in technical language on page 11 of the statement every quarter, but you do not actually read page 11 at any point in time during the quarter. You scroll directly to the bottom of the PDF document on your phone screen quickly. You see that the number has gone up since the last statement. You close the PDF document on your phone. The pattern of not reading the PDF has now been locked in for 6 full long years total, and the engine is still leaking faster than you realize at all in your accounts daily. You are 32 years old at this point in your career life now going forward today. Something happens this year that shifts your relationship with the PDF document slightly inside. A coworker at your current job who you respect mentions in a hallway conversation casually today that he switched his 401k allocation last month at the company to different funds inside. He used the word expense ratio in his casual conversation with you in the hallway today. He used the word index fund in his casual conversation with you in the hallway today. He said the phrase Vanguard in a way that suggested familiarity with the brand to him, the way some men say the names of their old high school friends from their past. You do not know what he is talking about at all in any meaningful way today. You nod the way men nod when they do not actually know what another man is talking about, but do not want to admit that they do not know what is being said to them. You go back to your desk in the office and forget the conversation by lunchtime. But that very same night, lying in bed at home in the evening hours of darkness today, the conversation from earlier returns to your mind unexpectedly while you try to fall asleep. You open your phone in the dark bedroom while lying in bed late at night today. You search for the term 401k expense ratio in the search bar on your phone. You read about the topic on your phone for 37 minutes total in the dark bedroom. You learn for the first time that the funds inside your 401k have something important inside, called an expense ratio, which is the percentage of the fund's assets that the fund charges to manage itself every single year on an ongoing basis from inside the fund's assets directly. You learn that index funds typically charge between 0.03 and 0.2% of the assets each year for the management of the fund's holdings and operations. You learn that target date funds, the kind that you are actually in right now today, typically charge between 0.5 and 1% annually on the underlying assets, sometimes more, depending on the specific provider that runs the target date fund product in the market. You learn that the difference compounded across decades is enormous in real dollar terms by retirement. You almost open your most recent quarterly statement on your phone that very same night today. You almost do open the PDF document at this moment in time tonight in the dark. But it is late at night now in the dark bedroom, and you are tired from the day. You tell yourself that you will look at the PDF document tomorrow when you wake up. You do not look at the PDF document tomorrow when you wake up at all in the morning. You do not look at the PDF document for 2 more years of your continued life. The PDF document stays unopened in your inbox the way a dental appointment stays unscheduled. You know that the PDF document is there waiting for you in your email inbox somewhere. You know that you should actually attend to the PDF document at some point in time. You also know that attending to it will require you to confront a number that you may not want to know. And not knowing has a comfort to it that is hard to give up voluntarily today. The pattern continues for 2 more years of your continued life going forward into the future. You are 34 years old at this point in your career life now going forward today. It is a Wednesday in October in the calendar week of this current month at home. You are sitting at your kitchen table with the friend of a friend at the screen of the laptop. He said he would look at your portfolio for you as a favor without any cost. He is a financial advisor in his professional life and career going forward in his work. He is in his real life the kind of person who actually reads the financial PDFs. He has been looking at your statements for the last 17 minutes total in time today. The kitchen room is quiet around the two of you on the Wednesday evening at home. The advisor is doing detailed math on a notepad in front of him with a pen. You are watching him do the math the way a patient watches a doctor read an X-ray. You can tell from the way that his shoulders have set in posture in front of you that the math is not in your favor at all in any meaningful way right now today. He turns the laptop screen towards you on the kitchen table in front of you today. He shows you what your account would have looked like if you had been in a low-cost index fund, for the same exact 10 years of contributions in time as you have actually invested, with the same exact contributions you made each paycheck from your various jobs over the years. Instead of being in the target date fund and the legacy plan with their stacked fees, the difference between the two numbers on the screen is $47,000 in total. $47,000 that you earned in your career and career path over the years. $47,000 that you actually saved diligently over many years of your life. $47,000 that did not technically leave your account in any single transaction, that you would have actually noticed at the time if you had been paying attention to it. $47,000 that was instead removed in small quarterly increments over the years, across 40 quarterly statements in total of your career as a working person paying into the account, in fees that were disclosed in technical language on page 11 of every PDF document each quarter, in line items that you never actually inspected at any point in time during the past decade. Because the inspection was simply not part of the ritual that you established years ago, you stare at the number on the laptop screen in front of you on the kitchen table. You do the math in your head about what $47,000 actually means in dollar terms. $47,000 at this stage of your life is more than you spent on rent. In your entire 20s of life renting various apartments in the city where you lived back then, $47,000 at this stage of your life is the down payment on a small rental property that you have been thinking about acquiring for years now at this point in your life today. $47,000 compounded at the market's average return for the next 30 years until retirement is more than $320,000 of future money in real terms by then. Future money that you no longer have at all in any way that matters to your future. Future money that the structure quietly ate over the years of your career on quarterly receipts that you signed by silence rather than active reading and engagement with the documents itself. You do not say anything at all for a long moment of silence in the kitchen. The advisor does not say anything either to you for the same long moment of silence. He has done this exact conversation before with other clients in similar situations to yours. He knows what the silence is for in this moment in time with you at the kitchen table. The silence is for the recalculation of every single assumption you have ever made today about how the entire financial system works in the world that you have been living in, who the financial system actually works for in its design and structure at this current moment, and how much of your trust the financial system actually deserves to receive from you in life. You go home from the call with the advisor that night after the Wednesday conversation today. You open the PDF document for the very first time in your entire adult life at home. You read the PDF document completely from beginning to end today at the home desk, all 14 pages of the document at the home desk on the laptop in front of you. The reading takes you 46 full minutes in total time to complete from start to finish. You highlight the line items on the PDF document as you read through them on the screen. You write down the percentages on a notepad next to your laptop on the home desk. You search for the things you do not understand in the document on your phone separately. You learn the language of the document the way a man learns a foreign language late in life, slowly and imperfectly over the hours of the evening you sit with the document today. With a sense in the back of your mind that he should have actually learned the language earlier, you discover that the new 401k at your current job has a low-cost index fund option available that you were actually never told about by anyone at any point in your enrollment process. The option exists in the menu of available choices that you can pick from in your plan. The option was simply not the default option at the time of your initial enrollment in the plan. The default option was the target date fund with the higher fee structure than the index option. You change your allocation that very same night at home on the laptop in front of you. You move 95% of your contributions and existing balance into the low-cost index fund. The expense ratio drops dramatically from 0.7% to 0.04% now. The change actually takes you only 11 minutes to complete on the laptop in front of you. 11 minutes that compounded over the next 30 years of contributions and growth in the market will save you approximately $300,000 in future money over your career working life. You roll over the old 401k account from your previous employer the very next morning at home. You roll it into a low-cost IRA account at a major brokerage firm of your choice. You stop paying the legacy participant fee from the old plan provider on that morning today. You stop paying for the convenience of nobody but the plan provider company in your accounts. The rollover process takes you 40 minutes total time on a Saturday morning at home. 40 minutes that will actually save you over the same 30 years another $60,000 in total. You do the math in your kitchen on the Saturday afternoon at the table where you eat. The two changes you made that took less than an hour combined together in total time will likely save you between $350,000 and $400,000 in total in retirement money over the next 30 years of your continued working career life going forward. That is not because you actually became smarter than you were before in any meaningful way. That is because you stopped not reading the PDF document that came in your email every quarter. The reading itself was the entire transformation of your financial future going forward in time. The reading cost you nothing at all in money or anything else in your life today. The not reading actually cost you 10 full years of your life and your financial future going forward. You sit with the math in your kitchen for a long time after doing all the calculations. You do not feel good in your chest about the math you just calculated at all. You do not feel celebratory in any way despite the future savings you just locked in today. You feel a quieter thing in your chest at this moment in time in the kitchen, the feeling of a man who has just realized that the most expensive thing in his life was not actually the things he bought in his life over the years of his career. The most expensive thing in his financial life was the documents that he did not open ever. You make a quiet decision at the kitchen table on that Saturday afternoon in your life today. You will read every financial statement that arrives in your email inbox from now until the end of your life. All of them in their entirety from beginning to end of each document that comes today. Every page of every statement that you receive in your email inbox going forward in your life. Even the boring ones that nobody actually wants to read at any point in their day. Especially the boring ones that nobody wants to actually read at any point in their entire day. The boring ones are where the actual money lives at this point in your life going forward. You commit yourself to the new ritual of reading at the kitchen table that Saturday today. The 401k account did not actually betray you at all in any way in your life today. The 401k account did exactly what it was designed to do from the very beginning of enrollment, which was to grow if you fed it with contributions and to leak if you did not watch it. The leak was disclosed to you all along in the documents you received quarterly today. The disclosure was buried in the document on page 11 of every quarterly statement in fine print. The burial of the disclosure was actually the design of the entire system waiting for you. The design was actively waiting for you to read the document at any point in time. You did not read the document for 10 full long years of your career and your life. The fees actively ate 10 full years of your career and your wealth-building journey in your life. The next 30 years of your career and your life are still actually yours to control today. The reading is the actual difference between the two outcomes of your retirement years going forward. The reading is from this Saturday at the kitchen table. Forward the new ritual of your life. The new ritual will return to you over time more money than any raise you will ever receive. By the end of your working career life of paychecks and savings into your accounts going forward. If you have a 401k account, and you have not actually read the most recent quarterly statement, you are inside this exact story right now today at this point in your life going forward. You are not actually too late at all in any way at this current moment in your life. You are exactly where the man at the kitchen table was on the Wednesday before everything changed. Subscribe to the channel for more videos like this one on the financial documents to read. The next chapter is about which financial documents to actually read in your life going forward today. What specifically to look for inside each document when you sit down to read it carefully, and how to translate the technical language of the page into the language of your daily life.